How long did it take for you to learn Qigong to be able to teach it to others?
That's, I come from the martial arts, and so I've been practicing Tai Chi and other martial arts for almost 30 years. And for me, I'm a bit of a hard case, because for me, I actually have to confess to everyone that I never really liked Qigong.
Oh, really?
It's kind of boring to me. So,
really?
So, yeah.
That's so good to know, because that's how I felt the first time I did it.
Yeah, and so all of the Qigongs that I practiced came from the martial arts, and there were things that I did because I I needed to, in order to make myself a better martial artist. But Qigong as a separate practice, I never took off with. Until I got introduced, until I got introduced to blossoms.
Really?
And when I first practiced blossom, I mean, like most people, I learned it very quickly.
Yeah.
I learned it very quickly. And then I worked with it for 3 or 4 years before Ted and I actually got together to write the book. But I remember my first time all the way through it, and I just stopped, and my heart just lit up. I went, I think I'm in love with Qigong now. I mean, because I found the right one. It's kind of like the first book you read that turned you into a reader, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
That's profound.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's very encouraging, and we're going to talk to Rochelle Bartholomew Vinyasa in a moment about yoga. It's very similar. There's lots of different types, and you just need to stay with it until you find what's best for you.
Yeah, I think that's a good message for people, is that whatever you think Qigong is, keep looking, and keep exploring, and finding other teachers.
Yeah, it's a wonderful example of just in your own, just in your own life.
Yeah.
And now you teach at 5 branches. Do you teach? You teach the Qigong?
Sometimes I do. They have several Qigong teachers there, several Tai Chi teachers there. I teach nutrition there.
Oh, do you?
A kind of a famous diet nutrition course that I teach there. And I also supervise clinic there. And when there's a need for it, I teach Qigong and Tai Chi there. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
So tell us, can you show us just a little bit of what the Blossoms is all about? It's going to be a little difficult for our radio audience, but we'll maybe narrate a little bit what you're doing for our radio audience. But for our viewing audience, if you can show just a little bit, because it is so simple.
Right.
And you do it sitting. You can do this practice sitting down.
What I'll do, the practice actually is divided into 3 sections: the earth section, the humanity section, and the heaven section. And the hands work at different levels. So obviously, because of the way we're sitting, we can't do the earth section here, which is lower down near the knees. But the humanity section all takes place near the heart. And is interestingly the most complicated part of the Blossoms, because being a human being is probably the most complicated of the 3 areas. The human world is the most complicated. The hands are extremely soft, and that's, I think, true of all Qigongs. But the hands are very soft, and I hopefully you can see me if my hand up here in this area.
That's good.
But stiffness stops the Qi. So that's the first thing, is rather than have a hand like this, which causes blockages in the flow of the energy through the meridians, the hands are always soft, and there's always curve in the hand. And when we, there's a great circularity to the movement. I'll start with my hands resting on the table instead of a little higher. Okay. These would be coming from the knees. We raise them to this level. We drop the elbows, we bring the hands back towards the heart, and then there's a very gentle push. And this part here I particularly love. It's called the butterfly wings, okay? And it goes like this. You're circling your hands, for your radio listeners, I'll just describe this. You're circling your hands in opposite directions, starting downward and working outward. And you're doing it from your shoulder blades. Okay, not from the top of your shoulders. So it's really opening the back a lot here. And you can do it one time, or you can do it several times. If it feels really good, you just repeat. And then the elbows come up, and the hands cut forward gently, as if you're opening a curtain, and then come back towards the heart again. And I'll stop there, because the next piece opens the arms very, very wide, and I'd probably knock your flowers off the table and things like that. But you can maybe get a flavor of how soft and gentle this is, and really the beauty of it too.
Yeah, it really, really is. It's in its simplicity, but yet, like you said, it can go very, very deep.
Right.
And anybody can do it. And it does really get you to slow down and to really reconnect with yourself and with spirit when you're doing this. And that's something that we can all benefit from, even if we take 5 minutes during our day to do this. You know, I know that it would be, how long does the whole aspect of Blossoms in the Spring take?
The whole set you could do, if you kind of romped right through it quickly without pausing at all, you could probably do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it does come out of the Taoist meditation tradition. So the image is of the time that you might be sitting in meditation, and then as the qi begins to stir inside you, it blossoms into movement. And that's the idea. So it's perfectly okay in Blossoms to, especially in between the sections, to just sit for as long as you need to, and then allow it to move into movement as it feels right to do that.
So it really is an individual practice.
Very much so, yeah.